Hi everyone, welcome to SM All Saints. Hi everyone, my name is Jian.
My name is Faye. I'm Sydney.
I'm Theodore.
Welcome to All Saints School. You are now standing in one of the oldest schools in Kota Kinabalu. In this video, we will be bringing you to visit various stations in the school, and as we do that, we will be briefing to you about the history of All Saints Secondary School.
To start off, let me briefly tell you about the history of our school. All Saints School was founded by Anglican Christian missionaries on 1st of April 1903. The original name for our school was King Edward VII, who was the son of Queen Victoria. He had recently been crowned King of England and the British Empire early on August 9, 1902, just about 8 months before our school was founded.
This is why our school badge is special and has a crown on it. It is a reminder to our school's original name. All Saints School first started in a borrowed wooden government building near the Atkinson Clock Tower in the city of only about 30 feet. Mr. Chai Ah-soon was our first school principal. Then in 1909, the school was moved to Karamun Singh with its own building which was built on reclaimed land. The school had to be closed during World War I, but it reopened in 1923. It was then our school changed its name to All Saints School.
Where we are now is the Ark. This is the main entrance to the school. The Ark was completed in 2015, and as you will see on the plaque there, it was dedicated by the current bishop, Right Reverend Melter G.K. Thais.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just outside the school administration office where the foundation stone is laid. You can see it from here. This block we're in was one of the earliest buildings in All Saints Secondary School. It was completed in 1954, as can be seen from the sign above. This building was called Rusted, after Reverend Edward Charles William Rusted, who was the principal of All Saints Secondary School from 1951 to 1968. Now for your information, ladies and gentlemen, all of the school buildings in All Saints Secondary School was named after former principals. So this foundation stone was laid on the 3rd of June 1953 by Sir Ralph Hone. Father Rusted raised the funds for the construction of this building. So back in the days, Father Rusted persuaded the all boys to form an alumni association. So in 1953, the Anglican Schools Alumni Association, which consisted of the former students of All Saints Secondary School and St. Agnes Primary School, was then formed. The new school buildings was officially declared by Sir Roland Thunberg in 1954. Now, fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, the design of the original blocks was done by a prominent architect, Mr. Kwan Wing Hong. He was the father of a famous Hollywood film star daughter called Nancy Kwan, who starred in the movie The World of Susie Wong. Alright, let's move on.
Many former students remember these two blocks of classrooms, the banister classrooms. We have this row of Form 3 classrooms here, as well as Form 2 and Form 1 classrooms on the opposite row.
Hi, welcome to All Saints School Hall.
All Saints is a place where the echoes of the past resonates through time, a site that weaves the tapestry of history with every stone that builds its walls. Now, please allow me to have your attention as we step back in time and explore the fascinating origins of SM All Saints School Hall. It all started with Father Rusted, who had retired in 1968, who returned to officiate the groundbreaking ceremony of the school hall on 28 August 1983. The plaque that commemorates this event can be observed on the right side of the hall. The foundation was laid by Red Rev Luke Chua, the Bishop of Sabah, on the same day. The foundation stone that is placed on the left side of the hall helps us remember this event and cementing it to not only the walls of the school but also the hearts of everyone in SM All Saints. The funds to build the hall were raised by the Alumni Association, and the government assisted with the grant. Even the architect was a former student of the school. Dewan All Saints was completed in 1986.
On the wall on either sides are the words to the school song. The lyrics were written by Dr. Adam Fox, the then Archdeacon of Westminster, who had previously been a professor of poetry of Oxford University. The tune was composed by George Talbot Ball, an organist at Westminster Abbey. Here, you can see the past president of the school's alumni, and on my left side, you can see the past principals of All Saints School. Until February 2018, the old name of the alumni was the Anglican Schools Alumni Association. Now, the School Alumni Association is known as All Saints and St. Agnes Schools Alumni Association. And behind us is the school motto, what we do, we carry through. Or in Latin, quod facimus, id perficimus.
This is the Noel Chin Block. The Noel Chin Block was built in 1963 and is the Form 6 center today. The whole building actually served as a boys' hostel for students who came here from different parts of Sabah. This was the second hostel of the school. The first hostel, which was built in 1955, was however demolished. The building that you see before you, Wisma All Saints, is the site where the first hostel used to be.
This 5-story building, which is also known as the Wisma All Saints, was completed in 1995 and became operational from 1996 onwards. The building was built again with fundraising by the alumni, and we thank the public as well, both the federal and the state government, which gave grants. There are 4 Wisma All Saints houses. At the ground floor, we have 2 canteens. At the first floor, we have science labs, while at the second and third floor, we have 10 classrooms, and at the top floor, we have the resource center, also known as the library. This is the international room, which is used during the student exchange programs. For your information, our school is involved in a bi-yearly student exchange programs under the Global Generation program with Arima Senior High School, Senda City, Japan. The school recently hosted 7 students and 2 teachers from Arima Senior High School in August this year. All Saints likewise will be sending 7 students and 2 teachers to Japan next month in November.
Now we are in front of the school library, which is located on the 4th floor of Wisma All Saints. Let's go inside and take a look what's inside.
Good morning, everyone. Well, I'm Chloe,
And I'm Nikita.
and welcome to the Library of SM All Saints. First off, let me tell you a little bit about the history of this library. This building used to be a boy boarding place because the students lived far away and couldn't afford to come to school every day.
On October 14, 1992, the groundbreaking ceremony was officiated by Dr. Wilfred M. Bumburing. This library was named after him because he was the chairman of the directors board.
This is the counter where we key in books and stamp the pages. It is also where students go to when they want to borrow or return books. And behind the counter is the red spot.
Books labeled with the red sticker are for students. Students can only read them here, but they cannot borrow them. These books mostly contain general knowledge.
This is the library koperasi where we sell things from homemade keychains to stationery.
As you can see here, there are computers for students and teachers alike to finish their assignments or do their editing work.
We use this corner to put the new books, do book processing such as stamping, labeling, and book wrapping, as our library has limited space.
Here is the Sabah corner where we would promote Sabahan culture through magazine, books, and old instruments used by our ancestors.
As you know, Sabah, known as Sabah Negeri di Bawah Bayu, is located in North Borneo. Here is barang tradisional yang digunakan oleh masyarakat Sabah, contohnya nyiru, sokoton, alat musik Sabah. Ini ialah siung yang digunakan oleh masyarakat.
This is the display that was given from Arima Senior High School. There are literature books, magazine, and also maths that is called as Unimaths.
The books here contains poems, unique culture, a working guide, encyclopedia of Japan, and a school guide in Arima High School.
It is gifted to our school, SM All Saints, from Arima Senior High School during the school exchange programs. The school exchange program started from 2005 until now, and it only happens for every 2 years.
Di sini ialah pameran sudut bermusim. Ini ialah kulintangan yang sering dimainkan oleh masyarakat negeri Sabah. Ini pula kompang untuk memeriahkan sesuatu majlis. Ini ialah bubu yang digunakan oleh masyarakat dahulu untuk menangkap ikan.
Over here, we have the open shelf section, also known as Rak Terbuka in Malay. It offers a variety of genres such as thriller, mystery, sci-fi, romance, and so much more. All of these are available in different languages like Chinese, Malay, and English. Here we have English fiction books, Malay fiction books, and Chinese fiction books. And at the end here, we have a mini library in the corner. It is called the Vintage Library because most of these books are over a century old.
This is the old electronics section. First of all, we have the OHP, also known as overhead projector. This device is used to enlarge small images to be shared with a large audience. Next, we have the amplifier. An amplifier is used to improve the sound quality of an audio and to make speakers louder.
On top of that, there is the tape player. Similar to a cassette, you can press playback and listen to your favorite songs and lectures once again. Next to it, there is the radio used to broadcast programs to listen to with your teachers and friends. Below it, there is also a television used to broadcast informational and educational programs you can watch in the form of imagery.
This area here is the ruang membaca. Sometimes, teachers will hold classes and courses that are held by outside organizations. These are all the past activities done by the member of Kelab Pusat Sumber.
Over here, we got an archive full of magazines dating from the back early 90s and so on.
Buku-buku di sini disusun mengikut sistem duit. Bagi section 500 hingga 599 ialah sains tulen. 600 hingga 699 ialah teknologi. 700 hingga 799 ialah kesenian. And section 800 hingga 899 ialah kesusastraan. And the last one, 900 to 999 is sejarah and geography.
Paling atas sekali adalah buku falsafah yang bernomor 100 hingga 199. Terus contohnya panduan mencerdaskan minda. Di bawah buku falsafah adalah buku beragama yang bernomor 200 hingga 299. Seterusnya adalah buku yang berkenaan dengan sains kemasyarakatan yang bernomor 300 hingga 399. Contohnya Bank Negara Malaysia. Akhir sekali adalah buku bahasa yang bernomor 400 hingga 499. And this is where we keep our old books from the yellow spot. Most of the book you're seeing here is almost as over 100 years old, and it's really old. And then it was given by the old library. This is where we keep our yellow spot. The yellow spot means non-fiction book and can only be borrowed for a week, where the rest can be borrowed for 2 weeks. Over here is the American Corner, which was established by one of our teachers in Form 6. Her name is Teacher Dalvinda. When she visited the US, she agreed on a collaboration with Fulbright Malaysia for educational exchange. And if you look at these pamphlets over here, there are information guide and map and US to Malaysia diplomatic relations. And also, if you're interested, you can read these books to understand more about the American education system.
And so here is the notice board aimed for teachers and students who are wanting to study or working abroad. And this is where we would keep the books donated by the US Embassy KL and Education USA Malaysia.
If you look over here, there is a type of clothing displayed in this glass case. It is called the hanbok and it is a traditional Korean clothing.
It was gifted by the Bisan Middle School back in 2016 when there was a student exchange program.
This is the Surut Karel. This is where people do individual studying while looking outside at the beautiful view.
This is the teacher's lounge where only teachers and invited guests are allowed to use the area.
This is the magazine section. On this side, we have National Geographic and popular reads by Reader's Digest. This shelf contains magazines that are suitable for teachers to relax and read something lighthearted. These magazines are suitable to read during leisure time. We have lots of different options including lifestyle, food, and cultural magazines.
On this shelf is where we keep all of the school magazines dated from year 1994 until 2022. And lastly, on this shelf is where the magazines talk about the modern world, such as politics and health issues. We also have magazines that are catered to younger students.
This small building is the printing room. Unfortunately, we cannot go inside as the building is not safe anymore. So we'll just stand here as I tell you a bit about this place. From here, you can see the printing press machine. It was donated by the Jesselton Rotary Club in 1957. Many of the types used for printing were donated by a printing company in Sheffield, England. There was a lot of enthusiasm among the students in the 1950s right until the early 1970s for the printing club at our school. Some of the materials that used to be printed using the press include the school magazine, the sports day program, school stationery, and even Christmas card. Now, let's go to our next station.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the time machine of SM All Saints. This is the Saints Heritage. The Saints Heritage is where we keep and display all things related to the history of the school. And this archive room was set up in 2005. As you can see, there is barely enough room to display all the materials throughout our 120 years of history. So there is a definite need to expand the archive. You ready, ladies and gentlemen? Follow me. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Saints Heritage. So, ladies and gentlemen, over here in this room, you can see that this room contains 120 years of history of All Saints. Come closer. Over here, these are the school histories. Over here is a very ancient picture of All Saints Secondary School. And over here is the bulletin board for the Global Generation Program. So this bulletin board is actually very historical, as this is actually the first agreement between Datin Lorna Matthews, the ex-principal of SM All Saints, to sign a contract with Arima Senior High School to maintain a long-lasting friendship. These are some reunion pictures. This picture is, very, very memorable. It's taken in 1967. Over here are basically school magazines from the past. You see of 2002, 2010, 2017 over here as well. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Hanbok. This Hanbok was given by Bisan Senior High School from South Korea during their visit here back in 2017. Over here are pictures of ex-prefects. These are the prefects' activities and then with the students and teachers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to enter one of the historical rooms, the most historical rooms that is hidden in the Saints Heritage. Follow me as we travel back into time. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. These are the pictures of the previous head prefects of SM All Saints, tracing back to 1951. Look at that. It's so historical. And then over here, these are the school histories of SM All Saints. So earlier on in the video, my friend Faith, she mentioned that All Saints was built since 1903. So that means All Saints Secondary School survived both World Wars, and as well as survived throughout the Japanese and the British occupation. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. This is the previous school badge. And here you have is the school motto. What we do, we carry through. And these, ladies and gentlemen, are some of the previous antiques and past achievements the school has preserved since 50 to 60 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. You can take a look. These are also some of the previous school magazines, the previous group teacher pictures. All Saints School have been shining for 120 years now, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that amazing? And over here, ladies and gentlemen, are the previous school plaques. You can take a closer look. Isn't that amazing? Now that you have finished visiting the All Saints Archive, let's move on to our next station, the Chapel of the Holy Light.
This is the Chapel of the Holy Light, and it is a part of the original rusted block which was built in 1954. It was then rededicated in 2005 and is used as the meeting place of the All Saints Christian Fellowship every Thursday during extracurricular activities. The chapel can accommodate about 70 people. And the current school chaplain is Reverend Musa Ambai, All Saints Cathedral. Now, let's move on to the next station.
Last but not least, let me bring you all to the staff room and the conference room. Follow me. This is the staff room. Attached to it is the pantry and the conference room. Most of the teachers sit here, though there are separate rooms for the principal, the senior assistants, the heads of departments, and the internal examination secretary. You will see that we are very near to where we started the tour, so that means this is also the part of the rusted block. Originally, the staff room and the adjoining conference room served as the assembly hall for school students before being converted into a library and then living skills workshop, and finally to what it is now, a staff room and conference room. Now, let's go to the conference room.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the tour. Thank you for joining us to our All Saints Open Day virtual tour. I hope the tour has been beneficial and that you had a good time exploring around the school as well as getting to know All Saints Secondary School a little bit better. Hope you enjoyed this tour. Thank you once again.